Welcome back to part 3 of the 10-year anniversary Showdown adventure. For this part of the Showdown adventure, we will be going on a tour of the lifts at the Tyson's Galleria Shopping Center in Tysons, Virginia. This shopping center is located a 10-minute walk away from Tyson's Corner Center and is 20 years newer. We start off with the first of 6 lifts, which is a Montgomery A-Series hydraulic lift serving 3 floors at Saks Fifth Avenue. The 3rd floor was closed and we accidentally pressed the button by mistake. One interesting thing about this lift is that the vector indicator is placed right above the door on the door frame to the center instead of on the panel itself. This lift has a typical speed-to-height ratio and a loud motor, which adds to the ride character. It also has noticeably hard starts and stops, adding to the character. Let's take a ride in the epic and awesome lift. The next lift was located at Neiman Marcus. It served 3 floors as well and was a fully original 1980s United States dry-powered hydraulic lift with rough starts and stops, adding to the character. The button texture felt really weird. The cab interior was themed like a moving dollhouse. The speed-to-height ratio is typical for this application. Let's take a ride in this lift. The next lift was the cone monospace lift right next to the arcade center. We forgot the name of the arcade center, but what really stood out to us was that this lift went up an additional half floor, which was served via the rear doors. It travels at a speed of roughly 0.7 meters per second, with a typical speed-to-height ratio for the application. It runs so smooth that it's boring, and has almost no character aside from the floor indicator behavior on the controller. Ugh, let's just ride it. The next lift is another completely identically configured cone monospace. It runs and looks exactly the same as the previous one, except this one goes down to an exit floor halfway between floors 2 and 3 in the shopping center, instead of opening into the mall. It's equally boring. Let's take a ride.
Second floor.
The next lift is a former glass Montgomery, which got completely replaced by a non-glass Canadian generic. This lift was so busy we almost couldn't film it. Fortunately, after around 30 rides, we got the lift to ourselves. It has an epic, loud, and boisterous dry-powered hydraulic motor. Hope you enjoy. The last lift goes up to the Cheesecake Factory. It is a ThyssenKrupp hydraulic lift with impulse buttons. There's nothing else to write home about with this lift other than it having a rear door and being oddly configured.